JD, do you want to start us?
Yeah, sorry, mate, I couldn't hear you. Sorry, just technical problems. Good evening, first of all. Could you just give us a rundown of everything that sort of happened tonight? Obviously, there was so much, especially pre-match, that happened before the game.
Yeah, sure. I've caught part of your question there, but you were kind of going in and out. But I think you want to know what happened before the game. Yeah. Okay. Well, about 6:20, we suddenly got some information from our doctor and our head physio, just to say that there were 3 positive test results that came back. Being the manager and obviously the 2 players, Issa and Josh. Immediately at that point, you're thinking, well, we've got a game in an hour and 10 minutes, so we better focus on that. And that was exactly what the focus was on from that moment. We had to pick a different team. We had to then go in and make sure that the players who were going to be in the team now knew what their jobs were, both in terms of the open play and set plays. And I just went in and I had a chat with the players, explained the situation, and that was the last we talked about it. We just got on with the game then. It was vitally important that the players were prepared psychologically and they were ready to go out and perform, because this was an opportunity for them to impress everybody, and they certainly did that, and I was delighted with that. There were no players discussing it. There were no players looking for any kind of excuses about what was going on, and there were certainly no players who were thinking that the game couldn't go on. So it was really positive.
Thanks, JD. Jack?
Hi, Alan. I just wanted to check, before the results came in, how long had you been at the stadium before the results arrived? And did you have any contact with David or the players that have tested positive?
Well, contact insofar as we were in the staff-wise, we were in the same area as David. We weren't sitting right beside him. It's a big room, so that wasn't an issue for any of us. We'd been at the stadium. We usually get there about an hour and 3/4 before the game starts, 2 hours before it starts. So yeah, we'd been around, but we were shocked by the news, because we've had so many of these tests since they started, and we've not had positive tests. So we do know that the tests aren't completely accurate, so we'll wait and see what happens.
And if they are accurate and they are positive tests, the government guidelines are 10 days of isolation, so you'll be without a manager for 10 days. Are you ready for that sort of challenge?
Well, I'm quite sure he'll be in touch with us. He won't be disappearing. So we'll deal with that once we know. It's one of these situations that it could come back as being false positive. So we'll wait and see.
Alan, I just had a follow-up question. I don't mean to jump back in, my friend. Just here from Sky Sports. I just wanted to find out, in terms of protocol from this moment on, have you contacted Arsenal because of how recent, obviously, you played them?
Well, I haven't, and I don't know whether anyone else has, obviously. Look, we've been very particular about protocol right from the start of this. Our medical team are very aware of what's happening. Our COVID officer is very aware of what's been happening, and we've followed all of the protocols all the way through. So I'm quite sure that we'll be following protocol now. But what I'm not quite sure about is exactly what that is. So I'll wait to be kind of told about that.
Thanks, JD. Paul?
Hi, Alan. Could you tell me, with what's happened at Leyton Orient this week and now what's happened here, are you worried, are the club worried that there could be another possible shutdown of football and this will be the start of an outbreak during the game?
Well, I certainly hope not. Obviously those decisions would be made by somebody else. We'll just carry on until we're told otherwise. like we've done all the way along. We've adhered to all of the guidelines. We've been very careful not to put anybody at risk, players and staff, and of course the families of the players. We'll just wait and see. I'm afraid I don't know what has to be done next, but clearly there'll be some discussion about it.
Guys, you've answered plenty on that. Can we have one on the game, please? We did win 5-1 tonight. Sam, maybe you can help us.
I'll go. Hi, Alan. A couple of the youngsters came in tonight. Ajibola released Harrison Ashby before he went off and looked like they put in some very mature performances for kids so young. How would you assess how they got on?
They were terrific. Absolutely terrific. The two boys performed at a really high level from start to finish, wherever the finish happened to be. Obviously, it was a shame that Harrison had to go off. Fortunately, he doesn't have a bad injury, which we were a bit worried about. Absolutely delighted with how they performed, but I have to say delighted by how the senior players helped them through that as well, because it's really important that when young boys are coming in, and bearing in mind 2 of them were playing in the back 4, but then it's fantastic that the lads around them, Darren Randolph, Fabian Balbuena, and the boys in front, Jack Wilshere, Snoddy, they were helping them out all the way through the game, and so they deserve credit for that, but certainly the young boys deserve loads of credit. They both did extremely well.